are you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my God. I'm doing great. I get to interview my wife on my own show, which you produce. What could go wrong?
Everything.
Wish me luck. Why would someone watch this or listen to this show?
I think there's no one like you in terms of your background, in terms of your EQ and your IQ. I think you're someone who, when you sit with people, you look deep into their eyes and say I really want to know, how are you?
I just started to smile because you said, in it.
In it.
My wife has the worst British accent. Come on.
I've got a very, very good accent.
Oh, God.
A British accent. The reason why I created the Inhouse is basically I found a gap in the market. One, there's not a lot of people that you can trust. Second, most of the companies that you work with have a full scope that you either buy into or you don't. Third, I feel like this whole module of 9 to 6 is not gonna last. You're made for great things, and I wish you can see yourself the way that I see you. Then you would have zero doubt. The one insight about the show that no one knows about, not even Luca.
Today's guest is Rasha Hamzeh, aka the wife, aka the executive producer, aka the boss. I have to say, this is the one episode that I have been looking forward to a lot. Kind of. The conversation between a husband and wife on camera. I mean, what could go wrong? I get to put my wife in the hot seat, and this time I'm in charge. Well, I think I am. We talk all things startup, marketing, media, podcasting, raising kids, and of course, working together whilst being married. The final edit of this episode will be done by her. So if this episode is only 10 minutes long, you know the reason. Join me and Rasha for a unique recording and for an insight into our life. Wish me luck.
To episode 3.
My wife has got on her AI interface, she's got a British guy in his 20s.
Yeah.
The London slang. All right, love, how can I help?
Just obsessed with him.
Like Rasha, for example, I see her as a very creative person.
Rasha wanted to get to know you because of the similarities of her story to you.
We're Pisces, we understand each other.
Oh my goodness.
Is the show that we do, me and my husband. It's called the Inside Track Show. It's a talk show. It's all about delivering insights from people from different walks of life. So I'm the executive producer on that show. I handle everything, pre-production and then post-production.
Always listen to your wife.
Yeah, okay.
Top tip.
Exactly.
Visibility isn't vanity. It's how opportunities actually find you. You don't need thousands of followers. You need the right people to know your name.
My wife, the ultimate lady.
Rasha have done an amazing work.
Okay, I'm not baby now. I'm the executive producer.
I know when I sleep away from my wife, I don't sleep. My wife, my wife, my wife, my wife, my wife, my wife. 3 power couples. Luca and Rasha.
Luca and Rasha.
I keyed.
Luca and
You
Rasha.
nailed it, that's it.
Because she's amazing behind the scenes. And we love Rasha, by the way. You don't know Rasha, but you have to. You'll love her.
I would never have done this show without Rasha. Welcome to Luca's Inside Track, Rasha Hamzeh.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my God. It's the first time you said, how are you doing in quite some time. I'm doing great. I get to interview my wife on my own show, which you produce. What could go wrong?
Everything.
How are you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous
Why?
because I like being behind the camera. I don't like being in front of the camera.
But we're in our house. You're
Yeah.
sitting on our chairs talking to your husband. Okay, just with a bunch of production team with us. Very nice people, by the way, I have to say. But just talk to me.
What makes me feel good is I'm going to edit this afterwards. So if I don't like anything, I'm going to remove it myself. So I'm good. I'm good to go.
So can we tell people the real story of what's actually happened and how
Yes,
you've ended up
and
sitting
tell
here?
them if I'm prepared or not.
Okay, so true story. So we had someone who unfortunately wasn't able to make it today. So I just threw out the idea, Rasha, wouldn't it be a great idea for me and you to have a conversation? Because honestly, a few people have told us to do this, so
Yeah.
it's not coming out of nowhere. So I asked her and she said yes. She hasn't seen any of the questions. She has no idea what's coming. All she knows is to bring a mug, to figure out what her safe word is, and to take us through the bag of balls. So the show is yours in that sense, but it's very much ours in the larger scheme of things. But I'm actually really happy to talk to you because we can talk about a lot of important things, such as married life and what that means working together, because that's also a topic that a lot of people talk to us about.
100%. But to be fair, you did ask me if I wanted to look into the question, but I didn't feel that that would be fair to the rest of the guests because we never share our questions.
We never share our questions.
Yeah, and I wanted to be as organic as possible. And that's the reason why I wanted you to have the disclaimer at the start that I haven't prepared. Honestly, I stayed till 4 a.m. last night preparing for the rest of the guests.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any power left in me to prepare for today. So let's see what happens.
I'm going to try and treat this as best I can as a normal episode.
Okay, just make me look good.
but it's extremely challenging, right? I've had CEOs, I've had CMOs, I've had celebrities. I've never had a wife to interview before. This is...
Are you scared?
Look, it's a weird one because as soon as we're done, I'm either going to get a barrage of insults. I don't know if I can ever win in this.
What's the worst that can happen?
What's going to happen? We never air this episode. No one ever gets to see it except for maybe Matthew and Ollie, our kids.
Okay.
Right? Let's see how that goes. Right, talking about...
By the way, I love your t-shirt.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I love your t-shirt.
Appreciate you. See it from the back, by the way. It's great from the back.
Whoever designed it is a genius.
Yes, the logo is wonderful.
Sponsored by the Inhouse.
Well done. Right, talk to me about your mug, wife. Come on.
Okay, so my mug for today, it's a gift from a lovely friend from Turkey. The reason I like it is, actually there's so many reasons. First, it says together, which represents what we do, me and you. We have built what hopefully is going to be one day an empire, me and you, so together.
Empire.
Yes. And it has like kind of like strikes, which is kind of relatable to my paintings or the more artistic side of me. Mm-hmm. And it has another mug that comes with it that says perfect together.
Oh, so, I know, it's upstairs. I was debating what kind of mug you're going to bring in. I thought you were going to bring in the black version of this.
I swear I was thinking about it, but no, I thought that this has more meaning.
So Rasha designed these, right? So for those, because I haven't talked about it all through season 4, it says fueled by insights, powered by caffeine. I think that's brilliant, genius.
Thank you.
On the back of my t-shirt, it says something like follow your back or something. Follow me back.
Got my back.
Got my back. Got my back. Nice QR code to subscribe on Instagram. All because my wife...
We've got that version as a crop top as well.
This bag was also redone, right? With insights inside on the other side. Look, she's just a dynamo when it comes to marketing and branding. So you obviously have an agency, which you set up 2-3 years back. So you left the media corporate world. You set up your own agency. Talk to me a little bit about how your mindset was back then and what you thought the in-house was going to be all about.
So to be honest, when I left the agency world, I thought that I was leaving it for good. I really didn't want to go back to it. I was done. I thought I was done. And I needed a new challenge. So I went into a startup and I kind of helped found their marketing team. I went as a co-founder and head of marketing, and I stayed there for a year, which gave me a lot of kind of experience on how startups work, how to kind of found a company from scratch. And it gave me more or less the courage to establish my own. And the reason why I created the Inhouse, and the name says it all, is basically I found a gap in the market, which is one, there's not a lot of people that you can trust, or there's lack of transparency, credibility, or that kind of personal relationship that you have with an agency. Second, most of the companies that you work with have a full scope that you either buy into or you don't. That agility or flexibility to kind of feed into their existing teams doesn't exist. And third, I feel like this whole module of 9 to 6 is not gonna last. People are not that incentivized anymore. I've noticed it firsthand when we're working with specialists or contractors. They are so motivated. They work day and night to get the project done. They care for the actual end game or the end product because they're gonna get paid by project, and they have the opt-in that doesn't usually exist in an agency. In an agency, you're bound to work on whatever account that they give you. So just having the opt-in and having that flexibility just changes the game completely. So we do have the conventional, traditional way of working, which is full scopes, retainers, etc. But we as well have that flexible, agile module that honestly is working a lot for different types of clients.
So what was it like transitioning from a 9 to 5 to effectively working for yourself? Because a lot of people talk about it, the grass is always greener, but what's the reality of starting up your own business?
The thing is, I don't think anyone can do it. It's not like I'm not complimenting myself that I can do it and other people cannot. I feel like there's two type of people. People that like the 9 to 6. They flourish in 9 to 6 jobs. And other people, the 9 to 6 is not enough for them. For me, it wasn't enough. I always felt that I was giving more than I was getting. I always treated the company as if it were mine. So, and I always felt that I wasn't getting the love back. So hence why that I found later on that is more of an entrepreneurial kind of spirit where you actually need to create something of your own, because you know how much you invest in it, you're going to get something back. So I wouldn't say other people cannot do it. It's just there's two type of people that are comfortable doing this, people that are comfortable with a 9 to 6 job.
So on top of that, you have a candle business, which you launched with your sister. She started it, but you've sort of brought it
she
into the
started
UAE.
it, yeah.
Big shout out to my lovely sister-in-law, Dina. This is so weird. And you've also become the executive producer of Luca's Inside Track.
Yes.
Formerly known as The Inside Track with Luca Allam. So it's a lot going on. Plus you're a mum with 2 kids.
And my NGO.
And you have an NGO. So like, how do you manage it? Honestly, how do you manage it all?
I struggle, to be honest. And I don't think I give all of them the right amount of attention that they need. But as well, I feel like I flourish with that diversity, because I get really bored if I have one thing that I'm doing every single day. Now, the in-house, for example, because I'm doing different scopes and I manage different scopes with different kind of people and different industries and different types of clients, it's giving me that kind of action that I need in terms of having one hand dipped into PR, another into creative, another in media, another in ad tech. So I like having that diversity of things. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't do all of them fully. And that focus changes and shifts with time. For example, now we're recording season 4. So there's a lot of attention and time that gets into it. So the rest of the businesses need to wait, kind of. Once we're done, I'm going to go back to the agency or the candle business. And the NGO is just going on. It's not something that I'm very dedicated to.
So what do you do? I mean, I know what you do. But what do you do on the Luca's Inside Track? What do you do on the podcast?
Okay.
And what does it take to be an executive producer?
We struggled at the beginning to name my position, to kind of know what is it, because we didn't know what an
You're the
executive
boss.
producer
Everyone,
is.
know, everyone on comments, everyone who watches, they all know you're the boss. So you're the boss.
So it starts with prospecting the guests. So we have 3 different pillars to how we select the guests. One of them is kind of like trending topics that people are actively searching for. Another one is topics that they're not actively searching for, but if they're going to see the topic, they're going to like to tune in.
So how do you do that? How do you decide to select the types of topics? Is it a trend thing?
There's definitely, it's a trend thing, be it on social, or you use certain platforms to tell you what kind of topics are trending, etc., or just from word of mouth. And the second part is the one that they would just love to tune in. For example, leadership. Everyone doesn't actively search for leadership topics, but if you see a topic that you would like, you would listen into. And then last but not least is just celebrities or people with great following. So we have these 3 pillars. We prospect the guests, and we basically, by we, I mean me, myself, and I, we reach out to them and we make sure basically to brief them on the show, to tell them what the show is about, to introduce Luca and what he does, and to try to kind of schedule them in.
Do you ever tell them that I'm your husband?
No, I prefer not.
Okay. What's it like when you're talking about the show, about me, to other people? Is it weird, like you're basically trying to sell me, trying to sell the name of the show, trying to sell yourself? Is it easy to you? Is it something that you're conscious of?
No, it doesn't matter for me. Like, I don't think anyone can sell it better than I can. Because I love you.
Thank you.
I love the show, and I feel it's also my baby. So I don't think it's a hard sell, and I don't think I like I think I have it in me to give it justice.
And the guests that you reach out to, how often are they saying yes versus no, and how much is it maybes? Like, open up some insights on what it's like with guest relations.
Look, at the beginning it was very difficult because especially when we didn't have anything to showcase. Now it's getting easier, and I think we're having more of referrals, and I think it's gonna get easier as we go. But you still have people that are very difficult to reach to, or to kind of get them to say yes and come on the show. Right now there's a lot of podcasts out there, so I know that there's certain people that are getting approached by the same people or by so many podcasts, and they don't want to be repetitive in the market. But what I know is that we can bring in a different angle to them. You know who I'm thinking of? Like there's one potential guest that we wanted to get on board. They were on every single podcast out there. So when I reached out with the knowledge or the confidence that our angle is completely going to be different. And that's what makes me feel good when I'm reaching out, what gives me the confidence to reach out to them.
So why would someone watch this or listen to this show?
I think there's no one like you, with all modesty. Like in terms of your background, in terms of your EQ and your IQ combined, I think you're someone who, anyone that knows you know how considerate you are. And you kind of have this thing, and I've always told you this, and that was one of the main reasons like I was attracted to you, is when you sit with people, you ask them, how are you? You don't say it in that casual meaning of like, just say, I'm good, and move on. You like look deep into their eyes and say like, I really want to know, how are you?
Yeah. And
you have that talent of getting people to open up to you or trust you. And I think that's very important. And you listen. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of people out there is that they're preparing their next question before they hear the actual answer. You don't do that. So for those of you that don't know, Luca, up until the bowl questions, he basically just wings it. It's very improvised. And that's the beauty of it, because you actually listen and you don't know where it goes. You just do a very good research back before the show. You make sure that you're well prepared, and then you go off from there.
The show obviously gets aired, then you get into a lot of work when it comes to post-production editing. How much work does it take to take a raw file to deliver it? Because look, people see it on social. People see the socials, they see the reels, see the trailers.
Honestly,
they don't understand.
exhausting.
They don't understand the work that goes in.
Honestly, it's exhausting. And I'm saying it in a sense that I really love what we do. I really love what I do on this show. But it does take a lot of work, and it does take a lot of investment, be it from the production team to the post-editing to later on socials, having social media management. It takes a lot. And especially that we're doing it in our house. If we were doing it in a studio like Podster, etc., it would have been definitely easier and more cost efficient. But that's our branding, and we want to be known for this. And you love these two chairs, so you want that branding to be quite evident. But it does take a lot. There's a lot of small things that need to be edited. There's a lot of things that we need to get into to make sure that the episode is as short as possible, but at the same time, it gives insights to whomever's listening.
What's your biggest insight so far?
It takes a village. Yeah, because like when you don't know what happens in the back end, you think it's easy. And I think it's a lot easier with us because, for example, I know a lot of people and the hosts, and they get into a lot of preparation, and they need a lot of they read on teleprompters, they need to script everything from A to Z. You don't do that. So I know we actually have an easier job with you. We do things one take, we don't re-record, and you do 3 episodes a day.
I mean, not every day, just to...
Not every day, but
a day. Like today, this is the 3rd episode today.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, like, we know a very well-known podcaster, and he says he's been doing it for more than, I think, 10 years. And he said that he can do maximum 2 a day. Yeah. And I was actually pushing you to do 4.
Yeah.
But because I think you have it in you.
Look, I do enjoy it. I get the energy
you.
from it. But for me, the the challenge I have as the husband as well as the host is seeing you work incredibly hard, and I know the late nights that you put in, the weekends that you put in, the sacrifices that you make. There's always part of me that's thinking, if I wasn't married to you, I'd be like,
What would you have done?
yeah, it's like, or no, not just that, but like, what, leave this company or leave working for them. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? So I'm always in this delicate balance of, I really want this to continue going, but as a husband, I see the effect that it has on you, and it hurts. So I'm always in this sort of challenge.
But at the same time, it's been really rewarding. Like, the nice thing about this is people know that we're together in this. So it's not like I'm not getting any of the credit, or like I'm not seeing it succeed.
I mean, we did a reel. You basically edited a reel of me saying Rasha, my wife, my wife, more. We had like 50 different references.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what's nice about it. Like, it's not like I'm in the back end and no one knows about me, and I'm known for it, and it's our baby, and I enjoy this as much as, yes, it takes blood, sweat, and tears, but as well, we're doing, like, how many compliments did we get from people, like, acknowledging the effort that goes into it, the success, or actually just the courage that we had to do this.
Yeah, I still remember you were the one. I was in Jordan at the time, and we were debating if we even press live on YouTube at the time. And
I wasn't debating, you were debating.
I was debating for a long time, and in the end, you pressed the button.
I just called him and I'm like, I'm taking it live. Yeah. And he's like, no.
I wouldn't have done this without you, and I wouldn't have continued to do it without you. But but look, before I go any further, actually, what is your safe word? You've been hearing safe words and more. Look, this is difficult because you know how I feel about safe words and people making easy choices. You've got to pick a safe word that's impressive, that's linked to you, and it gives them some sort of insight. So after 50 odd episodes that we've done, and having watched all of them and edited most of them, what is your insight, my wife?
I'm taking this as a sponsored episode, so I'm going to say the Inhouse.
The Inhouse is your safe word?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. You're also, obviously, we're working together. How has that impacted our marriage from your perspective?
That's a tough question. Everything has pros and cons, so I'm not going to be like showcase a completely positive side of it. It comes with its challenges, of course. The pros is and I know that you can trust me fully, that any advice or anything I'm going to do is going to be for your own benefit. I don't think anyone can do what I do. And when I say that, I say it in a positive way, as in, I know that I will produce the best out of what's going to come out of this.
Yeah.
Because I'm in it with you. I'm your wife. I'm your supporter. This is our project. So from that end, I think it's such a beautiful thing. As well as I know you the best or the most. So I try to kind of convey that side. It's easier for me to kind of supervise the post editing, the socials, because I maintain your brand, and your brand is safe with me. The cons is definitely not having enough quality time, me and you. So for those of you that know languages of love, my language of love is acts of service. My husband's language of love is quality time. And when we're working together, most of our discussion is going to be about the show, about the guests, about any post-editing, any delays. Usually 90% of them is about delays. And it kind of gets in the way of having our quality time. So I think that is the side that gets affected the most.
It's not easy. It's not easy working together. We both also have startups as well. So we're spending a lot of time separately, also in the same space, but when we're together, also in the same space.
So the time that we spend is massively more, but the quality time is a lot less than before.
So other couples working together or about to work together, what's your advice?
I don't think it works for everyone for one simple reason. We work together because you complete things that I don't have, and I complete things that you don't have. I'm very good in terms of operational stuff, follow-ups, branding stuff, cosmetics, and you're very good in terms of top line, in terms of long-term thinking, in terms of the actual content, being in front of the camera. You're a lot better than I am. So
I think you're much better than you think you are.
we complement each other a lot. So that's why I think it really works in terms of what you do best and what I do best. We kind of, we don't compete with each other, we complete each other. So if there are other couples that have that, that would be great. But if you have the same strengths and the same weaknesses, it's not gonna be such a successful partnership.
What about decision making? How do you navigate making decisions on my behalf and with us as a couple?
Meaning?
Like, first, the real question is who takes the decisions and how do you take those decisions? Like, is it do you take it from my perspective, our perspective, your perspective? How does that work?
It depends on what matter. Like, for example, there are certain things that you would tell me, let's do this, but I know it doesn't work. Like, for example, the small details of editing, just because I do most of the editing, so I know that it won't work.
By the way, I did a few episodes. They were delayed massively. So back and forth.
Exactly.
She took me off editing duty, but I did try. And I'm still open, by the way. I'm still open.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen again.
Okay.
But yeah, like that's an example. And I usually take the decisions when it comes to things that I'm good at. But like in general things, like yes, I do propose the guests, but you have the final.
But beyond just the podcast though, in general speaking, because you have your own business, you're your own boss in your own business. You also have another business, and you also.
I think because I've done it first.
Yeah.
I take more calls. I'm scared to answer that question.
It's okay. Look, as long as you win in this, I know that I'll be winning outside of this, so I'm happy for you to win on this episode.
Yeah.
There's no point in me trying to win any battles. Right, on that note, the bag of balls, my dear, are well and truly yours. You know what to do. Okay, so you've never seen the questions?
No, I haven't. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, I really hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Throughout my career, I've met a lot of people that have anxiety when it comes to public speaking. If you're someone that has that anxiety or nervousness and has always wanted to be more confident in public speaking, but you're also not sure where to go or how to start, the good news is I might be able to help. I have 20 years experience working in corporate communication. I'm a former regional CEO and I've helped to win over 80 different clients through new business pitches. With so many online trainings based on theory, I wanted to share what's helped me in the business world. I've launched my own training program called Master Pitch. The 7-module course covers everything you need to know, whether it's learning how to really understand the audience, how to deliver real impact, or how to effectively storytell. I've got it covered. With practical tips and real examples, you can immediately start turning that anxiety into confidence. Also, in a world of AI, there's never been a more important time to invest in your personal brand and in developing your public speaking. For more information, go to lucaallam.com or drop me an email at info@lucaallam.com. Right, let's get back to the episode.
Rank and order. Who's harder to manage? Clients, guests, toddlers, or Luca? How honest do you want me to be?
Very honest. Rank in order of who's hardest to manage.
First one's very easy, Luca. Luca.
Mike, why am I so difficult to manage? Explain yourself, woman.
No, because I care a lot about your opinion and I care a lot about what you think. So I give more attention to you than anything else. So I'm going to tell people, like, when we got married, we were doing marriage classes. Mm-hmm. And in those marriage classes, they told us, what's your priorities? And that's the question we've asked all of our friends, by the way, our married friends, to rank them in order of priority. Parents, kids, and partners. And the ideal answer is partner, kids, and parents last. But what's more important than that is to actually have them aligned. Like, even if you don't have that same order, as long as it's aligned between the couple, that's the most important thing.
So the reason, just for those to explain, why is partner the correct answer, if there is to be one, is because you're going to spend your life together. Why is kids second? Well, it's because you've got to nurture those kids, but eventually those kids are going to grow up and have their own life, their own families. And when it comes to your parents, they are further down the line in terms of their priorities and what they've established. So if you were going to have an order, that's it. But like you said, it's all about that alignment.
Yeah. So when we were doing those marriage classes, we agreed to have partner first, kids second.
But that's not the question.
Last.
The question is, who's harder to manage? It's not about who's your
No,
priority.
I just said it because you are my priority. I give more focus to you and I make sure that I give you more attention. So it makes you harder
1 point,
to manage.
Luca. 0 points, Rasha. Okay, who's second? Who's second hardest to manage?
I think I get help with Toddlers, alhamdulillah. So it's going to rank probably last.
Okay.
And we have very well-disciplined kids, alhamdulillah. So they're not very difficult to manage, and they're over 2 now. I think guests then client.
Okay,
Then
so guests are difficult to manage.
Yes.
What are the types of things that happen with guests that are difficult?
There's a lot of guests where it's a lot of great things until we shoot. After we shoot and we do the post-editing, things are not great.
What do you mean?
It's more of they do not express the same support that they give after recording.
So they're
it.
full of BS.
Most of them, yes. And it's very difficult for us because we're searching for people that are genuine, that can bring insights and credibility. Our credibility is at stake. So I'm going to be very honest. We've made a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of guests that we shouldn't have brought. But to be fair, there's a lot of guests that surprised us as well and went like not only an extra mile, they've done their best to help support us, refer other guests, etc. So I'd rather look at the positive than the negatives. But it's been very difficult to manage because I need to go afterwards. Can you help us by posting this reel and collaborating with us? Did you post it? Today's Friday.
And you have a lot of pride. I mean, for those who know you, you have a lot of pride.
I think that's the reason why it's tough for me because we need the support. I acknowledge that we need the support, but as well, I'm not going to go begging.
Yeah. And we obviously we're aligned fully with that.
Yeah. And usually we ask our guests to upload the trailer and collaborate with us on Fridays, which is when we upload the main videos. And usually that day is the most stressful day because I'm just waiting all day for them to upload.
So tough to manage. Me, guests, clients, toddlers.
Yes. 5 years marriage, 4 podcast seasons, 3 businesses, 2 kids. Your one insight so far.
So 5 years married, 4 seasons of podcasts, 3 different businesses, 2 kids. What's your one insight across all of that?
It's a very creative and smart question.
Thank you.
I have to give it to you.
Thank you.
And I'm being very, very honest here. The only important thing in your life is to have the right partner, no matter what. And I say this for a reason. If you have the right partner, you can literally be invincible. That right partner is going to show you the best side of yourself. It's going to push your boundaries. It's going to help you out of your comfort zone, help you see yourself in a different light, in a better light. It's going to get the best out of you. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. 5 years marriage, I feel like I've known you forever. I don't remember life before you, if I'm honest. The podcast has been our passion project, and I'm very proud of it. My businesses, I wouldn't have done any of them if it weren't for you. I know, even though you complain about them. The kids, definitely, I wouldn't have had them without you. So for those that know me know that I didn't want kids before Luca. So having a kids or wanting to have kids, and I'm so thankful for them right now, is only because of you. So that's my insight. Just my insight and my advice to everyone. That's the only important decision you take in your life, because if you don't have that, I honestly don't know what's the meaning of life.
Oh, baby. It's getting a bit
Did it sound a bit cliche?
No, if it's true, it's authentic, then that's all that matters. God, this is, you know what's going to be so surreal is that one day, if our kids ever, well, I hope they do. I don't know if we're going to air this episode or not, but one day, Matthew and Ollie are going to watch mum and dad having a conversation. Yes, we look much younger. Yes, we look fresher, but it's nice because I always think about this as in posterity, like having something of you just to leave behind, so your kids can remember. And the messages that we teach our kids every day, what we try to, are so important. As long as the most important people in your life take something from it and learn something from it, then that's all that matters.
Risk it for a reward or reward yourself by taking a risk?
Before you answer, so you're known for someone who loves to take risks, okay? You're an adventurous person. You're always pushing for the next thing. You're always demanding more. What's next? You're an adventurer at heart. So do you risk it for a reward, or is the reward for yourself is by taking a risk?
It's actually a difficult question. It's not that.
Because you love taking risks.
I love taking risks. That's why,
I know.
I feel like I reward myself by taking a risk.
I know. That's why
I think that's the answer. It's more reward myself by taking a risk rather than risk it for a reward. I don't do it because one thing, I don't really celebrate my wins. I just go on to the next challenge. So it's not really, I don't do it for the reward. I just love the risk factor. And my mom used to always tell me that that's her biggest fear about me. Like, I always take so many risks and I put myself into situations that I'm not well equipped for. So yeah, risk every day.
Hi, Tanrida. So what's the biggest risk that you've taken? And what's the biggest reward? And you can't use me, right? So
You're not a risk. You're a safe bet. You're the
Okay,
safest bet.
But from a
that
risk
I've
and
taken.
reward perspective, what's the biggest risk that you've taken?
I think leaving specifically OMD, because it was always my dream company when I was younger. So I always felt like I was gonna. Everyone thought that I was gonna stay at that company. So I just took a maternity leave. I knew I wasn't happy, and then when I came back, I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. And it was the first time I take a break from work ever. From university days. So leaving something that you were so convinced of and you felt was your home, it was me. And you know from yourself, like, we used to argue. So we worked in sister companies. He was PhD, team blue back then, not purple.
Purple. What was purple?
It was blue, no?
No, that was purple.
Okay, team purple. And we were team red. No, the offices were blue. And he used to ask me, do you want to tell them? When you used to ask me to move to...
Yeah, I tried. So I tried to hire Rasha years ago, before we were dating. We were good friends back then. And I tried to convince her to move to PhD. I think I was the managing director at the time. And you're like, never moved to PhD.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had that in me.
Yes, you were all
I
red.
was very loyal.
You were team red.
I was team red.
But you're loyal, generally speaking. That's something that's been there throughout your life. You know,
Yeah.
even your previous jobs that you've taken, your friendship groups. You're a pretty loyal person.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yes, I am.
The risk of leaving that loyalty, leaving that group,
Yes.
was big. But
Yeah, because at first I didn't know myself. Who am I? Like, I was known Rasha OMD for a long time. I was there for almost a decade. I didn't see it coming. I think I overstayed my welcome for a couple of years, but I didn't see that. I didn't know that at the time. So it was just when I came back from maternity, I'm like, I can't do this again. I can't get into it, because once you're in it,
yes,
you kind of lose focus and you get back into the problem solving, hustling. So I just couldn't stay
I just started to smile because you said in it.
in it.
My wife has the worst British accent. Come on, for those listening, give them your best British accent, guy.
I've got a very, very good accent.
Oh
A
God!
British accent.
Read the next ball in a British accent.
Sell the in-house to buy dream house, or house your dreams in the in-house.
So sell the in-house, right, in order to buy your dream house,
it.
or basically house all of your dreams in your company that you have.
Of course, house your dreams in the in-house. But I'm not that attached to the in-house. I love the in-house.
Come on, it's a great play on words.
It's a very great, yeah, it is. But that's why I'm trying to.
Housing.
The thing is, I'm not that materialistic. Buying a house doesn't mean anything to me. It's more about like safety, long term, and
Okay.
like it doesn't mean anything to me to buy a dream house.
Okay.
But it means the world to me to build your dreams.
So where's the in-house going? What's the plan? How big do you see it? What's the evolution?
Honestly,
What's your ambition?
Honestly, sky's the limit. Like, I find myself going into areas that I haven't thought about. It's great to have a strategy. It's great to have a long-term plan. That's the beauty of having your own business. Like when you're working in corporate, you know that this is the scope that you're focusing on, your job specialization, that's the job responsibilities that you're going to have. But when it's your own business, you don't know which client you're going to get next, what specialization you're suddenly going to jump into. Like, I never knew anything about PR, and I'm having PR scopes right now, and we're actually good at it. So we've done production, we've done creative ads. Honestly, it doesn't vary. It's not that much different than what we used to do for media. You're still in the creative zone.
Yeah.
But I didn't build a plan to focus on these scopes. And I think what we specialize in is client relationship. So we're just like the in-house department of any company, of any marketeer, of any client. Whatever they want, we're going to go out there and get to the specialists, and we're going to make sure that the client servicing is on point, because the main USP that we have is client servicing. That's why I tell you, my dreams for the in-house is to be that referred partner for anyone in the market, for any scope in the market. So it's not by scope, it's more about the relationship that we build, the trust that we build, the credibility that we build, the transparency that we have. And yeah, just earn the trust of people. It's not about making high margins. It's not about, you're going to hate it, building a profitable business. It's more about doing something that we like. It's doing jobs that we're passionate about and just making people happy.
Well, it's very nice.
Yeah?
Because I know it's true.
Did I do good?
You did great. It's so cute. It's so weird. I can't believe I'm interviewing my wife. All right, next question.
The media industry. In need of radical transformation or structured evolution? I think both. No, if I'm going to choose one, I would choose definitely radical transformation.
Why?
What's
your view, first of all, the media industry as it stands today?
Okay, let me put it in a more diplomatic way. When we first came into this industry, it was all about work hard, play hard. There was a lot of benefits of working hard. There's personal growth, there's companionship, partnership, loyalty, good work, creativity, celebrating wins. Somehow it turned into like a borderline slavery.
Okay.
But slavery not in a way that, but for example, we used to work long hours, but we liked it. Now I don't think long hours exist, but it's more of like a forced labor. Mm-hmm. There's no creativity, there's no passion. People are not excited about great projects or great briefs.
And you hate to say this, right? This is actually hurts you because you love media, you love marketing.
Like when
and you're frustrated though what's happening.
We moved into when you get a brief, yes, I'm gonna do the best I can with this brief, to oh my God, another brief. And I don't know how this happened and how we got to this point, because it's a shared ownership between complacent clients to mediocre agencies.
And then also, I have to say, digital media changed things.
Digital media, 100%.
The minute you can start to measure everything,
short term,
it became a very different type of landscape.
So we had a guest before, Mu'ad, that was ex-CMO ANBD.
Yeah, and he's CMO of Pure Health.
And currently CMO of Pure Health. And I liked what he said about this. He said the beauty of the government here is that they're going to stay here forever. So they think long term. They're not there for, like, let's say other countries, they're there for 4 years. So the plan that they need to deliver, it needs to serve for 4 years, and they don't give rat's ass for post 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing in any company right now. People are there looking at short term, delivering short term result to guarantee their position stays theirs. And they don't look at long term. And when you do that, you're sacrificing brand awareness or kind of brand recognition, long-term planning, and you're focusing on short-term results like performance mainly driven, lead generation, all of that. You're not looking at the bigger picture, you're just looking at fast returns. This is my answer to more or less the contribution of digital media in this. And I think as well, should I say the C word?
Yeah.
There's a lot of corruption as well. Do I continue?
It's your safe word. It's, by the way, I'm the one who should be saying should I continue, not the other way around.
Do you want to use my safe word?
Continue.
Yeah, and there's a lot of corruption as well, which kind of frustrates me personally because people are in it for the wrong reasons.
The thing is, though, with media, corruption is not just limited to media. It's in a lot of different industries. What I've seen, though, now more than ever, is that it's becoming more and more openly talked about and then potentially accepted, which is the worrying thing. The fact that corruption is there's corruption everywhere. I mean, there's something unique. But
100%. But I can only talk about the industry that I work in. But if I'm going to reflect it on everything, look at politics. We have leaders that have been accused of so many things and they're still in their position. We used to, when we watch the news of the popularity of someone who's running for any kind of a government office, if there's a scandal that comes out, the ratings goes down. Right now, whomever it's just stagnates. It's a straight line, no matter what is said about them, no matter what's proven about them. And so I don't know. I think it's just a fight between power, money, and greed versus being ethical, good, and just human. I think it comes down to this. And this side right now, unfortunately, I feel like it's winning.
So if you could radically transform the industry, what's the one thing you would do to radically transform it?
I would put more transparency, like processes that would showcase more transparency.
People would say that already exists.
No, it doesn't. Because the people that are, in Arabic we say hamiha haramiha.
Okay, what does that mean?
The person protecting it is actually the thief.
Okay.
So but the thing is, I think we're moving into something that's worse. Every time we feel like this is bad, it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's limited to our industry, as you said. I think it's all over.
Mr. Zuckerberg has suddenly come out and said, screw the agencies, clients come work directly with platforms. Do you see that as a potential future model for how media will be transacted?
Yes and no. Because honestly, these are going to help agencies get rid of long tail clients. Because the people that just need an agency to kind of buy on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
But that represents a huge percentage of the total investment.
I know. But if you only need the agency to kind of buy, because the way that he's positioning it is that you give your objective and then basically they'll do everything from A to Z and basically automating everything. But you still need a strategy. You need to still creativity. That like, where did you go with that? And where did you get with the rest of the platforms? Not everyone is only on those platforms. If Meta only did that, what happens to the other platforms? If TikTok followed suit, what about offline? And I think offline right now is very underrated. I still completely support offline.
I'm a massive outdoor fan. Look, I started my career in digital. Yeah, I can see it right there. Look at it. I started my career. She's pointing, for those listening in, she's pointing to the visual image that she created for herself based on the bio that I wrote about my wife that I sent to her. All very strange, all very real. That's Luca's inside track. But outdoor, I've become a huge fan of. And I was a digital native. I was digital media marketing back in 2005, right? So 20 years or so working in digital. And now I'm like, I see ads on feeds. I don't pay any attention to them. Take me on Sheikh Zayed Road. I'm going to remember every single ad. Well, not every single one, but definitely the hoardings I'm going to remember. So I feel like at some point, I hope that marketeers and media agencies, both in parallel, in unison, will start to realize the actual effectiveness of advertising on digital has completely dwindled and there's bigger returns elsewhere. And they tend to be on more human-like levels.
I agree 100%. I'm the biggest advocate for outdoor. I started my career in outdoor with J Group and I still endorse it fully and I have a passion for it because I think it's the fastest way to build awareness for any brand that you will need to pay a lot on digital to kind of establish it. Now, it works definitely different differently for different industries. But if I'm going to stereotype it, I would say it works best for ad recognition or ad recall. If I'm going to speak about UAE specifically, this is a perfect market for outdoor advertisement. The reason why, it is segmented in a way that you can do proper targeting. So you've got, for example, business towers that have digital screens that are segmented by business towers, by residential towers. You know the areas. You know Sheikh Zayed and Al Khair Road are going to capture majority of the people in Dubai. So just having exposure there is going to give
The
you
profile of
massive
the
reach.
audience as well, right? If you live in Emirates Hills,
Exactly. And then you've got basically the
versus-
areas, the residential areas. So it's a planned city, and that's why outdoor is really targeted. So that's the benefit of outdoor advertising in UAE specifically. And then you've got, for example, in mall advertising. So I'm really a very big advocate of outdoor, and especially that when you're driving, you're bored, you don't have anything to do other than look into ads. So outdoor always comes first for me.
But a lot of people don't think like that. You do, but I love that's not normal. It's like
Yeah, I have a weird passion to outdoor, but it's that's my answer.
Look, I think I agree with you. You actually put Luca's Inside Track on outdoor. So we were in certain malls. We were also on Sheikh Zayed Road a
Thank you,
year ago.
Hypermedia. Thank you,
Yeah,
Contour
big shout out
Media.
to Hypermedia and Contour. Thank you so much. And we saw the effect of it. We saw subscribers increased, especially we were on Sheikh Zayed. It was incredible. So I'm a big believer in out of home. Clients need to be a little bit braver with their decision making, with their investment. They need to start building better stories inside organizations to convince CFOs and CEOs to invest, and stop just throwing your money on platforms that, let's be honest, you cannot tell a story in 30 seconds or 10 seconds or 5 seconds, or even on a news feed, which lasts about 0.5 seconds. So please shift your budgets. And the in-house are the agency to do that. They do good, baby? Yeah, very
that's
good.
good, that's good.
By the way, you look very pretty today. You look very pretty.
Thank you.
I can't say that about any guest ever because you always sit over there, but you look very pretty.
In sickness and in health, or in podcast and in health, which do you say I do?
Because working in podcast is kind of like a sickness, right? The work that's involved, we sort of mentioned it a little bit earlier about how difficult, how much hard work, blood, sweat, tears, and it becomes a bit of an addiction and a sickness. So for you, which do you say I do to? Sickness and in health, or podcast and in health?
I'm not going to pick sickness.
Okay, so podcast and in health.
Yes, of course.
How much of an effect has it had on you physically and mentally?
A lot. Recently, a lot. But it's just because we're kicking off season 4 and we're finalizing a big episode on season 3, and we're kicking off season 4. So
You realize by the time this episode comes out, that would have come out already, what you're talking about.
yes.
We don't know what it's going to be like,
No.
right? Should we say something or no?
I'm hoping it goes as successful as I think. The problem that I face is that I always want to make sure that I do the best in something. I have come into a belief that I cannot do everything perfectly, but it doesn't sit well still.
You're a perfectionist.
Yeah, and like that episode, I really wanted to be very... I want to give it its right.
We're talking about ChatGPT.
Yes, it's an episode with ChatGPT. It was an idea that we came with, I think, a month ago.
It's all your idea. It was your idea.
It was mine and Claire's. I think a month ago.
A bit more.
Yeah.
But by the time this is aired, it'll be more than that. But
Yeah, but I mean, like, from conceptualization until execution. And it's been quite stressful, kind of trying to do it, trying to air it, getting the right exposure for it, getting the right partners for it. So and we're doing everything last minute. And unfortunately, a lot of things don't happen last minute. So it's and at the same time we're filming. We're trying to edit some episodes before we go for our summer vacation in Lebanon. So it's been a lot. It's been a bit tough.
You regret any of it?
Yeah.
There hasn't been a day since we started where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Every single
That's
day.
what I'm trying to say.
I don't regret it.
Will you be honest with me when you just don't want to be part of it anymore?
I will never not be part of it. It's always going to be mine. I've got it by contract, which he didn't sign. No, I will never leave this. It's my baby as well. So
It is your baby.
So I would never leave it. Yeah.
If it was called Rasha's Inside Track, how would the show? What sort of, direction
never
would the
have a
show
show.
take? No, but if you did, let's say hypothetically, what would? There's a lot of people thinking, oh, that was a great idea. But if you had Rasha's Inside Track, what would the direction of the show be?
Just dropping bombs and just like it can be another version
Not
of
actual bombs, just to be clear.
it's gonna be another Candace Owens, where
Okay.
every day she receives a lawsuit. That would be it. That's why you don't want me to get my own show.
I think a lot of people would love that. I'm one of them. Tab, okay, next ball.
Risk taking and marketing: outdated, out of favor, out of pocket, or ongoing. Definitely not outdated. Out of favor, probably. Out of pocket, not really. You don't need a budget to be creative. Ongoing. I think it's out of favor. And
Risk taking.
yeah, risk taking. What I mean is out of favor is in people are not looking into it the way that they used to, which is basically what we tapped into before. People that went into this industry at the beginning go into it because they love creativity, they love things that are outside the box, they love thinking differently, and suddenly that stopped becoming a priority.
Marketeers, they take risks.
No, they're not,
Are
unfortunately.
they becoming?
I think they test, they put, I think, less than 5% into a testing budget.
controlled environments,
Yes.
which they know won't be that creative anyway.
Yeah, and honestly, to be fair to them as well, we are handling a lot, as in there's a lot of things that they need to do, so they don't have that mind frame or that space to think creatively or have time to test and try. So it's just a sad reality that that marketeers are getting less and less creative. If they find something that works, great, they stick to it until it stops working.
So what would it take for them for it to go from being outdated to being very much current and topical?
Courage, definitely. Or going against the mainstream, expanding that budget to taking more risks, partnering with people that think alike in terms of they want to take that risk with you. They take the accountability as well of making sure that whatever risk you're going to take with them, they're going to do their best into creating that leap and leaping with you. Yeah. Just having the right partners. The one insight about the show that no one knows about, not even Luca. I think that you can't plan the success of something. We can't, there's certain areas that really impressed us that we didn't expect to happen. There's certain things that we expected to happen that didn't happen. So I think no matter how much we plan, or we try to plan, we cannot control the outcome. Yeah.
But my expectations have always been very high, and you have to ground on a regular basis.
Yeah. Patience is a virtue, and my husband doesn't have it.
Laugh. Keep laughing. I'm telling your mother after this. I'm telling my mother after this. You know how we end the show, right?
Yes.
So, blank ball. Any insights that you want to share? Anything that you want to talk about? Or any questions that you would like to ask me? The power, my wife, with all the love in the world, is yours. Do you know why I wanted to make it not so personal? Because it needs to be about you and not so much about just me and you. You know what I mean? Because as an individual, you're incredibly impressive. And as an individual, you have a lot to share. As a startup, as a producer, as a mother, as someone who's constantly juggling projects and your identity, taking risks, your thought leadership on when it comes to using out of home. There's a lot of value. So what I didn't want to do was treat it as a sort of Luca and Rasha episode where it's all like lovey-dovey and too much, because it's not doing justice to who you are. Because as an individual, you're very, very impressive. That's why I married you, by the way. I didn't marry you because of your lovely.
Do you remember you married me for my potential?
No, I married you for who you are as a person. And
So
that's an
one
impressive
thing that
person.
my husband always tells me, you're my biggest investment.
She is an investment. You're wearing some of it. But you are my investment. You've always been my investment. Look, when you buy a house, it's considered to be the biggest investment, but it's not. The biggest investment is your partner. You're investing your time, your energy, your money, your affection, your everything into that person. So you'll always be my biggest investment.
Thank you.
It's the truth.
I need the help on my phone with the question.
No, come on, you can't use
No, I have it. I just, because I'm not going to say it properly. You know me with articulating.
So you pre-wrote a question to me.
Yes. No, I wrote a couple of questions depending on which angle you're going to take. So I'm going to choose the best one.
My goodness. So this is the problem when Rasha knows everything about the show. She can anticipate that I'm going to give her the insight ball.
My first question, my husband, is, are you building a legacy or an escape plan?
Building a legacy.
Why not an escape plan?
Escape plan means you're running away from something. A legacy is like you're invested in what you're doing and you see it last because you enjoy it and also because you want to leave it as something for posterity. Like I always keep thinking in the back of my mind, God forbid something ever happens to me, my kids will always be able to look back and watch one or two things that so they know who their dad was. So for me, it's about building something for me, but there's also an angle of legacy and heritage that I can add on just for our beautiful two boys. So that's the first one.
Okay.
Not an escape plan.
My second question is, what question are you scared for me to ask?
So you're going to use that one. Genius. My wife's a genius. I think the question would probably be, do you think I can be successful doing this? I think that would be the question.
That you're going to be scared that if I
do you think, Luca,
ask
yes. If you said to me, Luca, do you think you're going to be really successful doing what you're doing? I think that's the question that scares me. Because it's coming from you, and if it was anyone else, it's a different answer. Because you've seen me in my highs and my lows. You've seen everything. Yeah, I've had some dark days in the last year and a half or so. And there's many times I didn't think I was going to be successful, and you've seen that. Today, as we film, I believe that I have a strong chance of being successful because I'm being myself, and that's all I can be. But your opinion of me matters more than anyone else. So if you start to ask that question, it means you doubt it. And I never want you to doubt me.
I never doubt you. Never doubted you for 1 second. You can be successful in everything. You know, I tell you this every day. You are made for great things. And I wish you can see yourself the way that I see you. Then you would have zero doubt of your success, of you getting to be whomever you're destined to be. That sounded very cliche.
Tab, would you like to end the show? Normally, I always end the show by thanking the guest. This time, I want you to end the show. What you need to say is to please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching, listening to Luca's Inside Track. You should ideally thank me, because I always thank my guest, and give them a nice smile. Can you do all that?
How many tries do I get?
I think you don't need more than one.
Okay.
Just be one time, be yourself. First of all, you should thank me though, and then you should say thanks to them.
Okay. Thank you, Luca, for having me today. Thank you, everyone, for recording this and being with us. Thank you, our listeners, our viewers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share whatever you've liked out of this episode. And we'll see you really soon.
This time, I'm getting the final word. Say goodbye. And bye from me on Luca's Inside Track.